I didn't delete my last photo, so it kicked me off. So like when the leader of a soul group wakes up, like me, everybody else wakes up. Like for instance, when I first started waking up to who I was, this was back in I think March, when we had the first power outage here in town, the first brownout. I was at a friend's house, and I want to go and I'll be right back. I'm in my garage. Okay. So my friend started a company called Monarch Soap. And what was cool about this soap, so typography, it's pretty cool, was my favorite perfume has always been Angel. And so I had told them, you really need to do like Angel, and I found it on Etsy, like an essential oil, and I was like, you guys gotta make this soap, and blah, blah, blah. So they made it, and they let me name it Earth Angel, and there was really no other name for it. And it's vegan soap, and they moved out of town. They're not making the soap anymore, but it was called Monarch Soap. So I was at these friend's house, and we're all hanging out. We're talking about this stuff. He knows a lot about this stuff too. This is the Rosicrucian person that was demon possessed, who I probably shouldn't say that, but in my other Rosicrucian video. And it was just crazy because I'm sitting there, I'm telling him about this stuff, and his wife's like not really a believer, and he has a hard time people believing him, and you know, for a while we were all like, man, he's like crazy, maybe he needs to get on medication or something, because like we don't understand what he's saying. And then something was like, boom, now I'm like trying to talk to him about this stuff, and I was like, you know, trying to explain to him the purpose of Valkyries and why we're here, and what that means, and who we are, and all kinds of stuff. And I held my arms, I was like, we're angels. And when I said that, like this, we're angels, when my thunder gourd, when I said that, all the lights in town went zzz, zzz, and then came back on, and one of the transformers again caught fire. And on the way home, we were driving home, we see a car is flipped over in the McDonald's drive-thru, and the transformer's on fire, hazmat is there, the fire station is there, everything. We're just like, this is really weird. And then we pass by 7-Eleven, and the lights are all flashing at 7-Eleven. And we're just looking at each other like, this is weird. And then we find out not long after, another car is flipped over upside down in McDonald's. And they just remodeled McDonald's right there. And so it's just like the whole Pentagon story, I always say. But how many times do you think a car is going to fly off of the freeway and land in a grocery store? What do you call those? You know, I don't even know what they're called right now. Like the shopping centers, yeah. So like, how could it end up in a shopping center? And that's just me and my friend. How many other people saw cars flipped over oop, just made some money. Flipped over in McDonald's? That's just me and my friend. Like there's just two people, you know. And right after that, when she saw it, again, the lights flashing at 7-Eleven. We know 7-Eleven is the satanic time, 666. 7-Eleven is 18, 18 is 666. Okay, so we know that. And the power went out here at 7-Eleven when I took the little relic of Mary Magdalene to the site and started kind of like bantering back and forth with the people. And then all the power went down after that. Like on my video where you're seeing me talking about the power going out, that was a brownout that we had. Immediately after that, the real power outage came, where it was like out until late that night. I don't even know what time it was. We had friends coming in from LA, and they were like, this is crazy, you know. And then they said on the way back, every single exit was closed in California. She was like, I mean, she's been traveling, she's like a hippie, she's been traveling up and down the coast forever. She was like, Tony, never in my life, traveling the California coast, the Pacific Coast Highway, have I ever seen every exit closed. If I needed to get somewhere, there's no way. She's like, there's no way. I've never seen anything like that in my life. My husband was a truck driver for 10 years. And so we have a pretty good comparison as to what is normal and what is not normal. It was only $25 I made just now. It pops up on my screen. So, so basically, going off into a tangent here, but that is kind of the groups, why we're here. We Jesus has not been incarnating here over and over and over again, but the Akaris have, and the females have. The Holy Spirits, the females who carry the Holy Spirit have. It's part of what we do. And we, like now people are starting to remember their deaths, like deaths from their past lives started to come up, like where you remember dying. And I can get into a whole nother story about when I was beheaded as Mary Magdalene. And I had red hair, and it's not like something I'm making up now. This is a story that I've been telling for a long time, because it was a dream that I had in 1999 or 2000, I think it was 1999. And when I woke up from this dream, it was very real, and there was so much blood, and I cried for like a week. And the thing I cried about most was that the guy that came and cut my head off, he just didn't want to. He loved me very much, and he didn't want to cut her head off. And it was very hard, because what I was feeling in my dream was his feelings for not wanting to cut my head off, but something was different about this individual. She had changed, or something had happened to her. She wasn't like herself anymore, and she was dyeing her hair red in the sink, and then he came and just cut her head off, and then was taking her head, and then I was following, and on the way, this is a whole other dream. I'm gonna stop because I could do a whole other dream about that, because there's a lot of people locally that are in this dream, and like it's kind of a scary dream. But so Enlil is your Sam, son of Sam I Am character, while Enki is kind of Enki and the Black Madonna, his sister, his twin, his Akari. They're like the Holy Spirit and Jesus in a way, the mother and father, and they incarnate during certain cycles. And this is the Lincoln bloodline. It comes through the Lincoln bloodline. They know the bloodlines that these people come through. They have to come through certain bloodlines so that they can do the things they need to do, because it's supernatural type of stuff. If you have like for instance, I'm a hybrid. I've been told my whole life, you're a hybrid. My dad told me we're hybrids. Like I'm a real hybrid, because like I'm my dad's daughter, which is like Scottish, 5 different kinds of Indian, all sorts of different heritage, French, Black, Creole, I'm Creole, and then my mother is like Viking, and my great uncle, not even my great uncle, it was just my uncle actually, no, my great uncle, my great uncle took down Hitler, and he was like the leader of the Danish catacombs mercenary, and that's how the Jorgensen line was entered into the royal bloodline. But that's an interesting story too about the Danish catacombs, and you know, from what I understand, Hitler never died, so I don't say that he killed Hitler anymore, but he definitely helped the Queen take her throne back and was made High Commander of the Royal Guard after that. But so these two come, and they're always trying to help people ascend during the last Jesus, the Christos period. That was supposed to be the end of it, but obviously there was something that that happened that was not completed, and so we have this one last thing to do, and I'm not happy about it. But there's one last thing that needs to happen. You know, Jesus is going to be different this time. It's different this time. It's already here. Jesus is here. It's 2013. I want to do a whole thing about my 33rd, like my 33rd degree awakening, my 33rd birthday awakening, because it was something else, and it involved a lot of people. But